I barely ever build teams on the actual cartridge in Scarlet and Violet. But it always feels a little different when I'm coming out of an event and I don't have another one scheduled, right? I came away from NAIC feeling good, wanted to play more Pokemon on the cartridge specifically, and I felt like I wanted to use Iron Leaves. The actual build is very simple. I took a stock Miraidon team. I think it was the exact one that won Indianapolis, but I could be misremembering because it was a while ago, and I just slapped Iron Leaves into the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon slot. Oh, we got another Miraidon team right off the bat, and there's just no way now. I can knock out their Ursaluna, but not anything else at this point. So not a great start for the Iron Leaves team. Gonna have to lock in from here. Another Weezing. I played a Weezing a couple videos ago, which just deletes my Iron Leaves immediately. But I do get my Tailwind up now. And... oh, okay, they knock out Whimsicott with the poison damage. Alright, 2 battles, 2 losses. I swear the cartridge ladder has not been like this. A Dunsparce! What does that do? Alright, let's see how long it takes to win a game. That's what we're doing now. Let's see how long it takes to win a game. This team, I've won maybe 60% of my games with this team on the cartridge ladder. Probably a little more. But you wouldn't know it tonight. That's not any better for me. Alright. 4 games down. How many to get a win? I guess Blood Moon was the call. But look at that. We survive a play rough with the weakness turned off, and we get rid of the Zacian. And it only took 5 games, I think, if I've counted correctly. But finally I won one. You know what? I can play until I lose again. So I kind of just dropped to Glacial Lance now, don't I? Stellar Pelipper, wow. But we don't get to see it do anything more. Alright. 6 battles, 1 win. I'm not gonna lie, this is not what I expected when I started recording this video. It is very different from how the cartridge ladder has been going. Not that this team is the greatest ever, but I thought maybe I'd win half the games. So, you know, one thing I don't do very often in Scarlet and Violet is build a team on the actual game cartridge. And I wanted to use Iron Leaves for a couple of reasons. And I just slapped an Iron Leaves into the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon slot. Maybe we'll try to show it off. Well, we definitely will try to show it off here. So this is a weird team. Okay. Not a great start. Alright. Man, this team worked way better on the cartridge ladder. I was having a rough time on Showdown. Oh no. Okay. Let's keep playing until we win one. Alright, there it is. And confession, this was actually my second attempt to record this video. The first attempt went much the same way. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I need a new Iron Leaves team. Welcome to the Iron Leaves video. I'm going to use Iron Leaves here because I wanted to use Iron Leaves. I came back from NAIC and I said, you know what I want to do right now? In fact, I had the idea before I'd even left New Orleans. I want to make a team with Iron Leaves and use it on the ladder because I used Iron Leaves in the PDL and almost won the championship, and it's a cool Pokemon that I want to explore some more. And also, it's a cool Pokemon that I want to explore some more. I have an Iron Leaves sitting in my PC that I got from a raid event. It's the only one I can get on my save file, and I want to see what it can do. It's not like anybody else is using it, so let's give Iron Leaves a go. Okay, I think you get the gist. Yeah, so I've made an Iron Leaves team. It's a coaching team. We're going to do some coaching this video. I don't know why you're asking about Miraidon. There's no Miraidon on this team. Never has been. So we're going to try to coach some strong physical attackers. We have a speed boosting Iron Leaves that can coach... I mean, take your pick. Any of these teammates. We got Ice Rider Calyrex, because that's just kind of the strongest physical Pokemon right now. We got Rapid Striker Shifu. We got Choice Band Rillaboom. Also, it's Scarfer Shifu, but it's still going to be slower than boosted Iron Leaves, so I can get the coaching there. We got Chanpao to help cover for dark types and stuff, and to, you know, open up more opportunities to get KOs with Sword of Ruin. And then we're just rounding things out with Galarian Moltres to both give us some special attacks on this team and some cover into opposing special attackers, most notably Shadow Rider Calyrex. I also have Taunt to try to cover for opposing Trick Room, and Tailwind for my own speed control. Foul Play for opposing Ice Rider. Yeah, the Iron Leaves is there to go in and click Coaching. It also has Quash, which gives me a little bit more speed control. I can get off a Glacial Lance into something before it can stop me, potentially. And then that really only leaves room for Psyblade to attack unless I want to drop Protect, which I don't really. The first version of this team had Zamazenta, Single Striker Shifu, and Tornadus. Maybe I'll try bringing that back if this one's not working out. I mean, I can't imagine that my Iron Leaves team wouldn't work out, but you know. But I've gone to this partly because I think Ice Rider Calyrex is just better than Zamazenta. Certainly better at abusing coaching boosts because it can hit both opponents and boost itself as it gets KOs further. And then I think Rapid Striker Shifu rounds the team out better than Single Striker Shifu does. And I don't need that kind of coverage for Ghosts in this composition with the Moltres, and where the restricted Pokemon can hit Ghosts more effectively than Zamazenta can. So we'll try this version. We'll see what it gets us. Iron Leaves, 4 strong physical attackers, one of which also complements other physical attackers. And we might want to bring Galarian Moltres right away to the first game because there is a Shadow Rider Calyrex. What else does this team do? This team... I don't understand this team. What does the Armarouge do? Are they going to, like, flip turn into it to activate Weak Armor Weakness Policy? Oh, shame I don't have any redirection then. I don't even have Fake Out on Rillaboom because it has a Choice Band. 7 once. Okay, so Walking Wake, if it's speed boosting, will be faster than Iron Leaves. I can't just quash it. Anyway, I think I have to lead Moltres here. Can I just lead Moltres Calyrex? What's that vulnerable to? Possibly Urshifu. You know, if I Terrasilize or Walking Wake. Can I lead Moltres Rillaboom? And then bring Calyrex? And I don't think I bring Iron Leaves to this one. I think I bring Chen Pao, and we just try to overpower. Okay, it's Single Striker Shifu with Clefairy. I don't want to let Moltres start taking damage here, so I think I'm going to target a Wood Hammer into the Urshifu. If they redirect it, it should do a lot to Clefairy, and I'm going to swap out to Chen Pao, potentially taking close combat. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Chen Pao is also strong into Calyrex, and there's no need to throw its Focus Sash away. So, okay, I will let Moltres potentially take damage here, and I'll get a Tailwind up. Feels like that could pay off against the rest of this team. Clefairy protects, so I do get my Wood Hammer into Urshifu. Is it sashed? Oh, well, don't get to find out. But 7% and it double resists Fiery Wrath. I have a little bit of special attack investment, but not a ton. I'm not going to switch Rillaboom out here, so let's just click Wood Hammer. Which of my guys is faster? Moltres? Good. Let's just click Wood Hammer and Fiery Wrath. Ideally, Fiery Wrath will KO Urshifu. I could also switch it out. They could just use Detect. The Fairy fails a Protect. Oh, because he used that last turn. Okay. Well, they get a little more healing, unfortunately for me. I mean, they can just KO Rillaboom if they want. But such is the position. Yeah. Yeah, Fiery Wrath actually does 7%, but it doesn't knock it out from the range it was at there. But with one more turn of Tailwind... Oh, but with one more turn of Tailwind, it just detects and, well... What if I Terrasilize Calyrex and click Trick Room? And then I should underspeed at least this once the Tailwind wears off. I'll go for another Fiery Wrath. Maybe I can get a flinch if they don't detect, but yeah, I figured they would. Double protect, in fact. There's my Fiery Wrath. There's my Trick Room. Glacial Lance, Fiery Wrath looks pretty safe here. Right? Who wants to switch in on that? I haven't done anything with this Calyrex's speed. I haven't raised or lowered it. Is there any chance that the Urshifu is slower? Okay, +1 Calyrex. So far I'm showing that Ice Rider Calyrex is good, but I haven't yet brought Iron Leaves to a game. Of course, this is the first game. Who's coming in? Walking Wake? That's going to be faster than my Pokemon. So let's just Glacial Lance and Fiery Wrath again. Oh, they have After You on Clefairy. That's a cool attack. But it's not going to save them. Who's their last? Probably Calyrex, right? Still 2 turns of Trick Room. Yeah, there it is. And we'll Glacial Lance and Fiery Wrath again. So that was a good game, but it was in no sense an Iron Leaves game. Let's see what we can do about that. Zacian, Annihilate, Incineroar, Ting-Lu, Wellspring Mask, Ogerpon, and Dragapult. What does this team do? Again, I kind of feel like Moltres is stronger to their ghost types. Actually, more Dragapult, not as much Annihilate. What do I do? How do I beat Annihilate with this team? I do like Chen Pao here for sure. How do I beat Zacian? I think my whole team loses to Zacian, doesn't it? Wait. Resist Stab, Resist Stab. I do have high horsepower though, and Terra Fire actually is strong defensively into Zacian, so that's something. This can hit it hard. I have high horsepower on this. Okay, so and Sacred Sword. Okay, so I have some tools. I think I definitely lead Chen Pao. The question is what with. Rillaboom, probably. Do have to be alert to the Incineroar, but I think we can live with that. Or... Nah, or nothing. We bring Calyrex, and it's probably responsible to bring Urshifu instead of Iron Leaves. Alright, let's do that. Dragapult, Annihilate. I don't know if there was a specific lead that I wanted to see, but if there was, it's this. I don't have Sucker Punch on this Chanpao. Maybe I should change that. The old version of the team had Scarf, Single Strike, Urshifu, and Sucker Punch didn't feel as necessary. We'll try to get a Throat Chop into the Dragapult. And I'm just going to go right for a Choice Banded Woodhammer into the Annihilate, but I want this thing gone. If it's Scarf Final Gambit, it'll get itself gone for me. But if it's a setup kind of Annihilate, I don't want to have to deal with that. Okay, Sash on the Dragapult. Also, Chanpao is faster, but probably won't be anymore. Annihilate just goes right for Drain Punch and breaks my Sash, and then drops. I should probably put Sucker Punch back on this Chanpao. I have the Moltres for non-priority dark coverage, so that still exists on the team. Excuse me 1 second. Okay. They bring in Incineroar. Obviously a problem for these guys. But I feel like I can protect Chanpao, and I'm just going to go for a Woodhammer to Dragapult. If they let me, amazing. They don't let me. Baton Pass into Zacian? Dragon Dance Baton Pass into Zacian? That's awesome! I love that. Wow. How do I beat it? Probably with Calyrex, because Terra Fire is still strong against Zacian. But it would be good to get some damage on it first, so I'm going to go for Sacred Sword. Is there any point in preserving Chanpao, and can I do it? I think it's fine. I think Urshifu in the back is more valuable, so I can just sack Chien-Pao here. Now let's see if they let me have a Wood Hammer and Zacian. Nope, they protect it. What are they going to do? Flare Blitz Rillaboom? Knock off Chien-Pao. Okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah, and we're just going to have to hope that Calyrex can take +2 something and knock off. Do I try to Trick Room here? Trick Room is good for most of my Pokemon, not so much for Urshifu, but with this Baton Pass Dragapult, I don't know that I necessarily have to outspeed or underspeed, as the case may be, it. So I'm going to try the Trick Room. Oh wait, there's one other layer though. They can protect the Zacian next turn, but I can protect the Calyrex next turn, so I think that works. I'll still try to get that Wood Hammer. The Behemoth Blade into Rillaboom, so I don't get it. Okay, Will-O-Wisp, that's good for me, relatively speaking. And actually, they are not safe to protect here, are they? +1 speed Zacian, that's going to be faster than my Urshifu. Let's just target a high horsepower and Surging Strikes into it. Yeah. Yeah, they knocked me off, but that's way too late. We beat the Zacian. Dragon Dance Baton Pass. That's funny. I almost want to try that now. Although, again, maybe I would try that with Ice Rider Calyrex. I feel like if you're trying some physical attacking tech, you just gotta always come back to Ice Rider Calyrex eventually in this format. Which I was very slow to catch on to, because at first I just didn't even want to try this Pokemon. But there's a reason it won an AIC. Anyway, next game. Taking a while to find the next. There we go. Mono. No, not Mono Ice. They have a Metagross. I think it's Terra Ice. We're doing open team sheets. It is Terra Ice. I didn't actually believe, but it is. And they got the classic Specs Articuno set. I don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah, you can. What's the Sneasel? Okay, well whatever. I need to pick some Pokemon here. Calyrex is strong into this. Chien-Pao is pretty strong into this. Let's try to do Iron Leaves coaching this game. I was starting to think that as a bit I might not bring Iron Leaves to any games, but we're going to let that bit die. It's the Iron Leaves video. Okay, so Sneasel is probably going to fake out. It could taunt, but I think a double protect into this is alright with me. And yeah, we might finally get a coaching play here. We might actually have an Iron Leaves video where we bring Iron Leaves to at least one game. I was starting to doubt after those first two games. They just go right for the Terra Ice on Articuno. That's wild. And Ice Beam into Iron Leaves. Okay, here's the thing. I can Terra Water Iron Leaves and take an Ice Beam, but I think I want to preserve my Terra Fire on Calyrex for when they probably bring the Metagross in. Right? I think that makes sense. So I think we just let Iron Leaves go down here, but we get off a coaching and a Glacial Lance. Oh, they can knock off Calyrex, I just realized. Maybe I should have gone right ahead and terrestrialized it, but they taunt it instead. And Iron Leaves drops the very first attack that it takes the video, but that KO is not in vain, as I now get Chien-Pao with boosted Calyrex. I realize I still haven't put Sucker Punch on Chien-Pao. It might be nice if I had, because then I could take out the Sneasel before it can knock something off. But I can Sacred Sword, or do I want to Throat Chop the Articuno so it has a chance to survive, and maybe I get 2 boosts. I'll Throat Chop the Articuno, and I'm talking myself into it. I know Sneasel's attack stat is not that high, but I think I'm just going to go for the Terra Fire now. Maybe it means I lose to Mamoswine, but we'll see. I get Ninetales in. That Throat Chop won't do very much. Sacred Sword would have been better. Yeah, we take the knockoff a lot better, though. And there's our first Chilling Neigh boost of the game. And do they have Mamoswine in the back? No, still don't get to find out. Also, just noticing now, by the way, that my opponent doesn't have a restricted Pokemon, so that's certainly a choice. Now we make basically the same play that I was thinking about last turn. Yeah, Articuno gets off some big damage, but doesn't KO anything, and 2 more KOs for Calyrex, 2 more Chilling Neigh boosts, plus 4 attack, 3x plus 4, yeah. And here finally is the Metagross. They did bring it, but... Ready? Throat Chop, high horsepower. One of them's gonna hit, right? I don't think it has Earthquake. It doesn't. One of them's gonna hit. It's gonna do big damage, and I still have Urshifu in the back. But I don't even need it, because Calyrex just one-shots this thing. That person didn't even have a restricted Pokemon. And they had Mono Ice, sort of. Terra Ice Metagross, though they terrestrialized as a different Pokemon, so they did kind of cheat in the end on the Mono Ice premise. Ugh, Torn Ogre with Raichu and Smeargle. This team looks like a menace. This team looks like a menace. I don't have White Guard. I do have Choice Band Grassy Glide and another Grass type. In fact, I have 3 Water Resists total. I kind of want to bring Moltres to this game to get my Tailwind. Match their Tailwind. Actually, does that even matter? They're going to be faster than me anyway. Well, not necessarily. They're not going to be faster than Iron Leaves in Tailwind, so maybe it does matter. Do I lead Rillaboom Moltres? Or Rillaboom... I think I like Rillaboom Urshifu. Can't fake out both of them with one of these guys. Am I talking myself into leaving Calyrex behind? That doesn't feel good, but... If I want Moltres... Okay, I think the one that I don't want then is Iron Leaves. Calyrex is not good into Kyogre, but it is good into the rest of their team. And it's my restricted Pokemon, so I'll bring Calyrex and Moltres. Maybe the Moltres reasoning doesn't make so much sense if I'm not bringing Iron Leaves, but whatever, I was on a timer. They lead their 3rd Fake Out Mon, which I didn't even think about when I was counting Fake Out Mons. They have 4, actually. They probably don't all have Fake Out, I would hope. But... Tornadus is kind of a problem. Let's see if I can... I'm just going to try to U-turn, and I'm going to try to Woodhammer. I'll probably pull off one of those. I think the Woodhammer is the better one to pull off. They just go right for Bleak Windstorm immediately, which is actually potentially game-winning for them, because they take out both of my Pokemon. And I'm all in on these two now. But... this isn't a bad Calyrex position, right? I have a pretty free Glacial Lance. I can get my Tailwind here. They can't even taunt me if they're carrying that, because Moltres is Dark type. If it's Sash Tornadus, then I don't threaten a KO on that immediately. Although there are a lot of Pokemon on this team that want the Sash, so I wouldn't bet that it's on Tornadus. I think it's more likely on Smeargle or Raichu. They taunt Calyrex, but I don't care. Tailwind, Glacial Lance. Yeah, it's not Sash Tornadus, so they don't get Tailwind at this point. Actually, there is one problem here, which is that I cannot protect my Calyrex after it's been taunted. That is a problem. They can fake it out and nuke it with Water Spout. However, I'm just going to go right for high horsepower into Kyogre. I don't think they'll actually let it attack, but I think Raichu is not that dangerous, and getting rid of Kyogre is key. And in that vein... I have to click Fiery Wrath, don't I? I don't think Foul Play will do much to Kyogre. I don't know the calc. I probably should have Terrestrialized Moltres there, actually, because I'm never Terrestrializing Calyrex here. Okay, Calyrex survives. But I should have Terrestrialized Moltres. But that's okay. I don't think they have any priority here. So, I am actually going to go for... Yeah, the Raichu actually is dangerous now that my Pokemon are so weakened, isn't it? So I think Glacial Lance is correct. And I will Terrestrialize Moltres here, just because it gives me that little marginal advantage, and there's no advantage to Terrestrializing Calyrex. Even if I get rid of the Kyogre, there's still no advantage to Terrestrializing Calyrex. And I see no better idea than just click Fiery Wrath again. That did good damage after the Terra. Flinch the Raichu. Big. Okay, knock Kyogre down to 1% and lose the game. Alright, well, hey, I gave it a good effort there. Not mad at that one. That turn 1 was tricky to bounce back from. Okay, got a Miraidon team here. For some reason, that's upsetting me. I'm not happy to see a Miraidon team right now, but I can't really think of why. Guess it's a mystery. I can change their terrain. I can threaten it with Chien-Pao. I have never put Sucker Punch on this Chien-Pao, have I? I'm going to do it right now. I'm tired of forgetting. Sucker Punch. Okay. Not the easiest team to coach into, although... Well, actually, they have a ton of Pokemon that threaten Iron Leaves. There's no although. The only one that vaguely kind of doesn't threaten Iron Leaves is the Miraidon, and even then, I think it's going to do huge damage. Even into the resistance. But what Pokemon do I bring to this? Do I lead Rillaboom? I think I do. Probably. But if I lead Rillaboom Chien-Pao, then I'm vulnerable to their two, count them, 2 fire types. So perhaps I lead Urshifu, Chien-Pao, Rillaboom in the back, and just slap on Calyrex. Let me see how that goes. Single Strike Urshifu with Chi-Yu. That's 2 Single Strike Urshifu tonight. But, like... I think it's pretty safe Surgeon Strikes, isn't it? Miraidon can come in. Nobody else wants to. Do I Icicle Crash the Chi-Yu slot to potentially catch Miraidon on the Switch? I don't hate it. The alternative, I think, is Sacred Sword into Urshifu, but I don't... This is a cooler play. Except that this happens, so it's not that cool in the end. But, yeah, I mean, Incineroar's just going to drop here, even after the berry, so that's something. I get an Icicle Crash into Urshifu. It doesn't hit as hard as a Sacred Sword, but it does some damage. Now we've got a problem, though. I think I have to switch to Rillaboom and sack Chien-Pao. I can't leave Urshifu on the field against this Miraidon, can I? Well, if it's not Scarfed, then Urshifu is actually faster. Can I beat Chi-Yu without Urshifu? Yes, I can. I can Terrastalize Rillaboom and lock it into high horsepower. Right? It's iffy. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna switch Rillaboom into the Chien-Pao slot and Surging Strikes their Urshifu. Or I just get the Chi-Yu with this. Even better. I don't have to worry about that anymore. They just gave me both of their fire types. I went for Dazzling Gleam with Miraidon. That does a lot of damage, but not enough that they don't feel like forfeiting. They do that. Okay, cool. Next. Another Miraidon team. Only one fire type on this one. It's physical fire type, so it's even kind of nerfed by coaching, except that, of course, its fire attack is a high crit rate. But yeah, I'm not as eager to lead Urshifu into this. Rillaboom Chien-Pao might be okay. Calyrex Chien-Pao honestly might be okay. I can protect if they lead Fake Out Guy, and... No, the thing is, I can't reliably Sucker Punch the Miraidon with the Giraffe there. Okay, I still think it works. I think it's either Rillaboom Chien-Pao or Calyrex Chien-Pao. I'll do Rillaboom Chien-Pao. That feels a little safer. And for the last Pokemon, I honestly don't hate Iron Leaves in electric terrain into Iron Hands. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do it. Gotta bring Iron Leaves sometimes in the Iron Leaves video, now that I'm definitely not doing a bit where I don't do that. So the thing about Terrastalizing Rillaboom here is it weakens it into the Miraidon because it doesn't resist electric anymore. However, What am I switching in on this Ogerpon? I've literally brought 4 Fire Weak Pokemon, and I'm just noticing that now. But then I guess my only Fire Resist is Grass Weak. But literally, I brought 4 Pokemon that dropped Ivy Cutchel, so I think I just have to Terrestrialize Rillaboom. And I'll go right for a high horsepower into their Ogerpon, and a Sucker Punch while I'm at it. Spiky Shield. Okay, that's unfortunate for me. The good news, I guess, is I don't think they love Encoring me into that. They have 3... Well, no. Ogerpon isn't weak to ground, so they have 2 ground weaknesses and no resist except Whimsicott. So at least I'm not that threatened by Encore here. And of course they can't Encore Chien-Pao. I'm gonna I kind of want to Icicle Crash in that slot. I actually don't think they keep Ogerpon in. But if they do, then Sucker Punch is a better play. I'm going to follow my gut and click Icicle Crash in that slot and get the call wrong. Okay. Now I actually have a problem in that there's nobody to bring in on this Ogerpon. It's Overpon. Let's see if they let me protect and knock Ogerpon out. Are they gonna Spiky Shield? No, worse. They're gonna Encore me after I protect. Let's see if we take an Ivy Cudgel. Oh, they went for Stomping Tantrum into Rillaboom. That's an interesting choice. I didn't for 1 second think that both my Pokemon would survive that turn. If I had... Actually, no, I did think it for 1 second. But yeah, I guess I could have played that more optimally, because Calyrex could have gotten a boost from the Ogre, and then I could have taken out both of their Pokemon. I still can't safely protect on this Miraidon, which is a giant problem. Gonna have to protect anyway and hope it works out. I'm swapping Rillaboom out, of course, so I can change the terrain. They're locked into Dazzling Gleam. I would love to get off a Glacial Lance here, but I don't think they're going to let me. But they're going to knock Iron Leaves out. I think I just have to try it. There's no reason for them to let me, unless they don't have Encore. But they do. They do. And now, Rillaboom took a lot from that. I think I just have to Grassy Glide. Can't get off a Wood Hammer. This Protect will work. But actually, let's Grassy Glide the Whimsicott, because I need to get rid of that thing. And then maybe if I sack Iron Leaves and get Calyrex back in, there's some way to pull this off. Get their Tailwind back up. Can't threaten the Encore anymore. They can threaten Fake Out into Rillaboom. Is a problem for sure. And they have terrain control now, so I can't... because I can't switch Calyrex in. This Grassy Glide will do nothing to no one. Maybe I can delete the Iron Hands with Psyblade. I think they're more likely to... No, they're not going to fake Rillaboom out. They can just knock it out. But if they do fake Rillaboom out for some... I was trying to cancel so I have Iron Leaves Protect, but... is what it is. Can Calyrex pull this one off? Nope. Alright. Well, that's 2 losses. We'll keep going until 1 more. Why is everyone running Miraidon? Just as I don't know. Something mysterious happened in my personal history of playing Pokemon Showdown. Why is it Miraidon everywhere? Okay. Well, let's try a different approach into this. Do we try a different approach, or do we just lead Chien-Pao and... What if I just lead Chien-Pao Calyrex? I click Glacial Lance if I don't see Miraidon. I switch to Rillaboom if I do see Miraidon. And I will bring Urshifu to this one, because they got a couple of Pokemon that are Surging Strikes food. Ah, well... That's an issue with this plan, but... Not that big an issue. Terra Fire. Glacial Lance. Sacred Sword. Take a Terra Ghost. Let's see if they do. If they do, they can't Terrasilize something else, obviously. Nope. Get rid of the Chi-Yu, and we get the single target... Oh, nice, avoiding the Foul Play weakness there because of that Terra. We get the single target Glacial Lance. And it's not over yet. They've got some threats in the back, no doubt. No doubt, here they are. I'm just going to protect around the Fake Out pressure. And then... What? Probably the smartest play is to switch Calyrex out to Rillaboom, even though I'm giving up the boost. The terrain control is, I think, more valuable here, and Chien-Pao can stay in and probably get off an Icicle Crash. And that would solve my Miraidon problem. Yep. There it is. And we're just going to go right for that Choice Banded Woodhammer. Just kidding. We're not. They forfeited. See if we get another Miraidon. Everybody's running Miraidon, except me. And this person. They're not running Miraidon. They're running Shadow Rider Calyrex. So we probably bring Moltres to this. We bring Moltres to Shadow Rider games. Moltres isn't especially bad into any of their team except Raging Bolt. Got Chien-Pao and Rillaboom. That might be a decent lead, although Rillaboom's not amazing into this team. Chien-Pao... Terrifier Calyrex is pretty good here. It's really only weak to Pelipper. Not that that's a non-issue. I could lead Calyrex or Urshifu and turn the rain around on them. I think Calyrex Chien-Pao is okay here. I think Calyrex Iron Leaves is humorous here. I'm gonna do Calyrex Chien-Pao. I'll bring Moltres for sure, and... Actually, why don't I just leave Calyrex Moltres? Chien-Pao in the back. Calyrex Moltres covers the bases here pretty well. Do I bring Rillaboom? Do I bring Iron Leaves? Rillaboom, Iron Leaves. Rillaboom, Iron Leaves. I'll bring Iron Leaves. I got 2 Dark types already to cover the Calyrex. If that's not enough, I probably deserve to lose. Bringing 2 Dark types and 2 Psychic types to this game. Okay, I think they're relatively likely to fake out Calyrex, so I'll protect that and try to set Tailwind. They might be setting their own Tailwind with Pelipper, is the reason that I'm prioritizing my Tailwind here. They didn't fake out. Just went right for Weather Ball into Moltres. That actually makes a lot of sense. Ooh, Will-O-Wisp. Oh, that's a problem. I can Terra. The only problem is... I'm weak to the Weather Ball, but I think it's worth it. I think with the Tailwind up, if they don't Wide Guard, then Glacial Lance Fiery Wrath is going to do a ton here. Probably get rid of the Pelipper for me. Yeah. They going to go for Will-O-Wisp again? Don't know, they flinched. They get a Moongus in, but... Well, it probably has some Terra type if they're just bringing it in like this. However, I have so much pressure up here. Actually, I'm going to try to taunt the Amoonguss. I forgot I have taunt. That's not a Terra type that resists ice. Oh, Mental Herb. Well, I guess Fiery Wrath wasn't gonna save me against Terra Fairy Amoonguss anyway. Okay, so they put Calyrex to sleep. but the parting shot was a silly idea. I guess they missed the clear amulet. My mandatory sleep turn here is pretty safe, and I see no reason I can't just click another Fiery Wrath. Actually, Taunt into Amoonguss was probably still better. Pollen Puff. Never mind. Taunt wouldn't have prevented that. Here... Incineroar is not going to be faster than Calyrex, is it? I'll Protect just to be safe and try to set the Tailwind back up. Okay, stay to sleep. They get their knockoff there. They can Intimidate and Parting Shot me now, so this would be a very good time to wake up and land a high horsepower into Incineroar. That would be nice. Moltres will take its mandatory sleep turn. Why did I cancel? It doesn't matter what Moltres does this turn. Oh, well, they sort of got me with the redirection, but really I stayed asleep, so they don't get to know that they got me with that. It's our secret. I still got my Tailwind up, and Calyrex is now guaranteed to wake up. Let's just get this Glacial Lance into this horse and go for a Fiery Wrath. Protect. Okay. So they're pivoting around Tailwind, and they're doing another thing. What are they doing? Weakening my Calyrex. I think I want a third Tailwind. I think I just want to protect both of my Pokemon. I don't want to protect on Moltres. Just kidding. I guess I'll just go for Fiery Wrath. They've already used their Terra, at least. This is still going to do a lot, though, isn't it? Okay, we take another of those. Can I just get... Should I switch Calyrex out here? I think it's okay. I think I can Glacial Lance and Tailwind. They knock Moltres out. I don't get the Tailwind, but it means that they don't attack my Calyrex. They do knock it down to -1. We'll knock out the Amoonguss here, I think. What about the Calyrex? Well, I was wrong about both. But what? I can get Iron Leaves in here. And you know what I can do? I can click Glacial Lance and I can click Quash into their horse. If this works, Iron Leaf should be faster after the boost. If this works, that is pretty cool. They protected. I had a safe coaching there, and I didn't take it. Well, we'll protect here around the fake out pressure. Feels like this one's slipping away, but I'm gonna go away quietly here. I don't mind. Okay, have I landed a Glacial Lance into their horse yet? I think I did at some point, so I should be able to see how much damage it did. Did I not? What did I hit their horse with? Okay, not going to worry about it because I'm on a timer. I'm just going to... I think I have to Quash again. I wanted to Coaching. I'm going to Coaching. I can't be doing feeble damage into this. If they don't knock out my Calyrex, and they don't, I get an attack off. No, I don't. Just kidding. I don't get an attack off. I get Chien-Pao onto the field. Protect. I mean, they don't have Flare Blitz. They do have Will-O-Wisp. It's not impossible to win this one. But it's not very likely. I have to make a read here, and I'm gonna read that the Calyrex is protecting. So I'm gonna Sacred Sword the Incineroar. That way I can avoid a burn. If I'm right, but I'm not. But I feel like I had to call that. Because I think the Incineroar was just gonna win if I didn't. In fact, you know what? I'm going to double down. I'm going to make the same read this turn. I'm going to Icicle Crash the Amoonguss. If Calyrex attacks, I lose. Well, okay, they redirected anyway. I couldn't Sucker Punch the Calyrex. Alright. Well. Hey. Is Iron Leaves the greatest Pokemon in the world? Perhaps it isn't. Perhaps there are stronger Pokemon out there. But, did I have fun with this physical, heavy Calyrex Moltres team? I did. Did I get off of coaching with Iron Leaves at some point? I did. Not so much a quash, but we tried. You know what? I'm gonna call this one a success. I had a good time recording this and won some games without, you know, beating my head against the wall. But you know who's gonna be beating their heads against the wall? Because I'm pretty sure this is going up the day before Worlds. Tune into those streams if you want to watch far better players than me get far more frustrated. The other reason that I've made so many attempts at an Iron Leaves video is I wanted to do something fun to end this competitive season. It was my second season playing VGC. It was definitely a step up from my first. I earned not very many championship points, but a lot more than last season. I went positive at a major event for the first time. Iron Leaves is a Pokemon that I had fun with along the way. I never took it to a VGC tournament, but I did use it in the PDL. And like I said, it's cool. I wanted to use it. So this is me signing off for the season before Worlds. There are going to be some more Reg G ladder videos after this one. In fact, I've already made some. Here I go out of order again. But yeah. Enjoy Worlds. I don't know what's going to happen. Be pretty exciting if Wolf Glick wins another one, or some awesome team goes far. Maybe someone will take Iron Leaves to Worlds. But I'm looking forward to watching it. I hope you're looking forward to watching it. That's the 2024 competitive season for you. I'm back for more Reg G next time, and watch my Pokemon X playthrough in the meantime. Bye bye, a go.